on my little horse, and just got in from pumping it on some ranch projects today. So I kind of like ending the day here. I get so busy in the office and doing different things that it seems to me I just kind of end up riding either in the afternoon or evenings when things are kind of all wrapped up. Sometimes I tell myself I wish I was riding in the morning, but this just kind of seems to be how it works out. I run typically better on the backside of the clock. But tonight I want to talk to you guys a little bit about confidence and how confidence doesn't just come back on its own, and some things maybe that we could do about that to kind of help out the situation and grow better as horse people. So I've around quite a few people, and one of the biggest issues that I feel like my riders deal with is confidence issues in some form. You know, it's not like pretty much everybody that rides with me, they own a horse and they take care of the horse, they hauled the horse, they trail the door, they do lots of stuff for their horses. So, you know, they have a certain level of confidence. And um, I think as people, they actually are pretty good because I listened to some of their stories, like some of the trials and tribulations they've been through. They're like, I'm a breast cancer survivor and I was in an automobile accident 10 years ago and my lower back is half broken. And my I don't know. I've lost some family members recently, and my dog ran off, and like just all these things, right? Just crazy things to the point that when I'm looking at, I'm like, you have confidence. You just don't maybe have a plan for your horse, but you yourself, the things that you've achieved and overcome, like you're more confident than I am for sure in a lot of things. So you have the confidence. What tends to happen though is people, they don't have the clarity, they don't have a plan, you know. And we've been going through some stuff here at the ranch. I'm trying to do some extra things here, and it's outside of my normal uh I don't know, zone or whatever. So along the way, I'm trying to make some plans and stuff. But you know, I think about it like horsemanship a little bit. It's like almost everything I do here on the ranch. Seems like every project's the first time I've done the project. So it's like I'm learning it as I go. It's not like, you know, maybe fencing would be the one thing I repeat, but it's like I don't do like 600 barn builds a year, right? I do one barn build. So I'm like, where does this thing go? You know, and how do we fit and measure it and square it and all the things? And then the next week, I'm not like, okay, I'm going to build another barn. So just about every project I do is new, you know, and I feel like a lot of times for horse people, that's the same way. They're like, well, this is like my first horse, or, you know, maybe I've ridden 10 horses or whatever, but it's like, this is the first time I've had to deal with this issue. Like my horses have always loaded and now this one doesn't want to load, or my horses have always been gentle and now this one is spooky. And my horses have always been, you know, calm and relaxed. And now this one wants to run, and just things like that kind of sneaking up. And a person has to try to figure this out. So, one thing that I really try to help people with is like, hey, you got to have a plan a little bit. And I know horses are, people think maybe unpredictable. So you've been told, um, or like variables change. And because they're not a machine, that things can sneak up on you. But you'd be surprised how much you can plan out. Like it could be a simple thing like, before I ride, I will do 15 minutes of groundwork. Whether he needs it or not, I'm going to do it. It could be slow and easy. It could be over some obstacles. It could be turned loose. It could be whatever. But I am committing to, before I ride, I will be doing groundwork with my horse, no matter what. You know, it could be like, okay, after I do groundwork, I'm going to turn my horse loose for 5 minutes. And I maybe don't believe in chasing horses, but I do believe in liberty. So we're just going to call that a liberty session. Or you might say to yourself, before I ride out the gate and go on a trail ride or the outdoor arena or wherever you're at, I'm going to do 5 minutes of suppling my horse. I'm going to bend him laterally, vertically, push his hips and shoulders around. And I'm just going to take 5 to 15 minutes to just connect with this horse. Okay. It could be simple things like that. Because a person might say, well, Steve, you can't plan things out. It's like, well, actually you can. I realize like maybe you'll be in the middle of something and then he spooks. And so maybe you have to deal with a little bit of spooking, right? If you wanted. But once you're done with that, you get right back to doing what you're doing. Okay. But that could, you know, certain things could be avoided if you just put it in order. Like, do some groundwork, turn the horse loose, do some suppling, then ride. So maybe if you only have an hour at the barn, you only actually ride your horse for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but you've done a lot of prep, maybe 30 minutes, okay? Because you've spent 5, 10, 15 minutes on the ground. You spent 5 minutes turning them loose. You did 5, 10, 15 minutes of softening them, and then you actually rode them. But what's interesting when you do it that way, you're going to really build your confidence because you're connecting with your horse that whole time. Oftentimes, I feel like a lot of people, when they just get on and ride, they lose a lot of connection because it's like they're just getting on and going. And I'm not saying you shouldn't and you can't. I'm just saying if that's all you ever do, where are you building that connection? Because if that horse is distracted and he's not looking for you, those trail rides might actually be working against you a little bit if you're not doing it properly. Like, I mean, you can do some of the stuff while you go, but let's just say in general, you don't touch base on the ground, you don't turn them loose at all, you don't do any softening and suppling. You go on like that, and if you haven't trained, a few thousand horses, things are probably going to start slipping. Okay. The other thing is you just can't be hoping on things, right? Hope is not like a confidence plan, and confidence doesn't just like come back on its own, right? Like, oh, next year will be better. I'll be healed, so I'm better. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, you'll be healed, but you still, because you've got hurt or had something going on in your life that you felt you were behind physically, that thought, whether you're physically healed or not, that thought is still going to be there. Uh, and that might be just enough to deter you, because you're like, man, I still remember, like mentally, uh, some things that are bothering you, right? So, anyway, you should just kind of think about those things, like get a plan, get a system, get a thing going. And that's what we offer with the equine masterclass. We had this gal, Melissa. Um, she messaged me a few months ago. Steve, I'm in crisis. I don't care what it takes. Come down and see me and do the thing. And we may still try to sneak down there this winter. I don't know. I got some other things planned down in the area. Might try to make it all work out. We'll see. Haven't put pencil to it yet, but I was kind of like, you got to get on some of the programs and just see what kind of happens. And I hate just like pushing people to the online stuff because I like the in-person stuff, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of value there if you do it right. And today I noticed that she posted some videos as a new member and asked for some critiques. And by the time I just got to it a few minutes ago. She probably posted it, say around noon today or something. I didn't check the timestamp, but it's been on there for a while. And guess what was already on there? A whole bunch of comments. And guess what wasn't on there? Bunch of shitty comments. They were all positive. Oh, I've been there, girl. You're doing great. This is looking good. Hey, try this. I've been there. I've been in that same situation and I was frustrated and I was unsure and I didn't know and my horse was acting like that. We got you, girl, and all this stuff that was leaning that direction. It's not one of those groups where it's like everybody's like, "Oh my God, Melissa, that sucks." It's like we've been there, and even if they didn't comment on the video, they're like, "You got a nice looking horse. Like that looks like a cool partner." Just droves of stuff. And when you're doing stuff, it helps. We were out working today, and our crew, we kind of pick on each other a little bit, but uh, towards the end of the day, one of them says, "You know what, Steve? You've been hustling a lot. You got a lot done out here. You should like I think she might have said it. You should be proud of yourself." I don't remember that. Slipped off. That seemed pretty deep for her. But she complimented me and I was like, I appreciate that. I have been hustling and it feels like I'm running in circles out here because I haven't done any of this stuff before and everything each step relies on the next step and the next step and I don't know what this step is and that step and it's just like sometimes. So we're just kind of muttering through and trying to make it work and it's starting to work for sure. But it was just kind of um, it was nice to hear. So I imagine Melissa is feeling whether she felt successful with her horse today or not. There's a couple things now. She's now surrounded by a community. She's felt support from them. She understands there are people that understand her. She may or may not have that where she's at currently. Okay. She also has a bit of a game plan. I got on and I helped. I talked her through some things. I referred her to some other modules for classroom stuff to watch and review videos, and she'll probably watch those, rehearse it, and then go try again. And she'll probably send another video in another week or whenever. And then off of that, depending on how that goes, I might actually do a video for her and show her. She's brand new to the program, so I'd like her to kind of watch some of that content a little bit more before we get to just throwing things out there, because there's certain things you need to learn. Like, you need to learn how to, pick up your lead rope and twirl it around, and why are we doing these things, and why are we not doing these things, and just some basic psychology and stuff. It's not just controlling the horse. It's about controlling ourselves a little bit and directing that horse. So anyway, I just was super proud of her for doing that. And she's getting the plan through Equine Masterclass, and then now she's got the support of the community. And this is what I love about it. I don't know about all the other groups out there. I mean, I'm aware of some of them, but I'll say it's going to be real hard for anybody to find a group that's better than the Equine Masterclass students. There is something about this community, and it's different. And I think a lot of it is a majority of the members have all ridden with me. So it's not just like it's this online group that's just those people. It's a mixture of some online folks that, all around the world, but then there's a big batch of folks that ride with me all the time, and I feel like they just have a whole different mindset and outlook, whether they came in with it or not. They're developing it, and man, it just makes a difference. And then when you go to work on this, it it changes them because you've changed. And that's one of the keys. How many of you are out there just like, man, I wish I could be better with horses. Ah, man, I need that big secret. I need that one thing. Oh, man, if I just knew this, or I just knew that, or if I had more confidence. And there's just so many pieces here. It's nice to have like a community that surrounds you. Like she's got a long road ahead of her. There's no doubt about that, right? She's got a long road that she's going to have to overcome some things mentally, emotionally, physically, all these things, plus training the horse, um, and his mind, his emotion, his physicality, right? Just a lot of layers. Um, but she's got to start, and I get so excited for people because I know what it's like to not have support, but then to have support. I know what it's like to not have a plan, but then to have a plan. I know what it's like to be down in the trenches, just unsure, unknowing, or whatever, and then pull your way through. I like physically today, I was in the trenches. Okay. What are we doing? Like, this has been a while. I was like trying to work on these, making it happen. And then when we were starting to get to the end, I was like, okay, this is coming together. It's like a big puzzle out there, and it's all starting to come together. I just cannot wait, till it's done. It's gonna be a little while, but we're making progress, and it's just like building a horse. This stuff takes time. Like people say, it's the journey, and it is the journey. We're all on different journeys. We're not all heading the same journey, but we can certainly support each other along the way. I'm going to check this guy's turnaround around. See, we've just been sitting here. So good. He's getting so nice. So I'm going to turn this camera around here. We'll try that again. This back camera. Okay. I'm going to try this. I'm just going to reach my hand over and just like my hand just barely moving, not pulling on him. I don't have my leg on him. It's just ready, and he's here for me. It's so good. And then I just set my hand down. I've been working on this stuff for a while. I'm not trying to like spin this horse and make him do things. I'm just trying to get our thoughts to align. So this is that right side we were struggling with. Oh, he's really starting to click this one out. So good. Good. And I said, what's the importance of that? Well, If left is left and right is right, you'd be surprised how easy a lot of these other things come from. And I'm not talking about if you can spin your horse, then he's going to be good. I'm just like, if left is left, like if left is truly left. So left, clock, speeds up, stop. Okay. Body language and hand here. Right, right there. See, he kind of got back. Now he goes. So there's a little glitch for a second, mostly because I'm riding one handed. He's not used to that. And stop. Okay. I said, well, what's the importance of that? It's like, well, back to like what Melissa was struggling with earlier today. She could get her horse to send off one way, but not the other. So that's a left and right thing. He'd go around one way and he'd kind of get going, but then he'd stop. Right? It's like I'm not going that way. So simple things like directions aren't working, at least on the ground there. So it's like, why is this important? I said, well, it's the thought of going left. It's not the physicality of it. Like she posted about the horse not sending, which is a physical thing, but a big fix for that is the thought of it. The horse needs to be like, I want to go to the right. If he wants to go to the right, he's going to go right. Okay. If he wants to go left, he's going to go left. The hard part is, can you line these thoughts up? Right? Can you get him to want to go to the right when you want to go to the right? And then can you get him to go to the left when you want him to go to the left? Right? That's the thing. Can these things come together at the same time? There's no doubt that a horse can go both directions. I know he can. Can it get organized to where he'll go when she wants him to go and vice versa? Okay. So here we're just loping around here a little bit. Wait for some thoughts. Good, just let him kind of cruise. There, he's relaxing. Trying to pick up his shoulder, lower his neck a little bit on his own. Good. I'm going to steer across here, guide him a little bit. There, after I guide him there, he relaxes. He's like, oh, Steve's getting ready to do some stuff. I'm going to relax. There. See, go into the maneuver. This is what she was struggling with. She'd go into the maneuver, and then the horse was like, I don't want him. Okay. Go into the maneuver, and then relax. He says, I'm here to do it. There he goes. Guide. Let's turn into the maneuver, and then relax. So we're just steering across the circle here a little bit, just a basic exercise. There, he's relaxing. Good. I'll come around here one more time. Whoa. Good. What happened? Sit down, say the word. He stops and he's backing on his own. He's like, I'm getting back. He's not scared. He's just like, that's what we do. If you say that word, I should back up. So if I'm loping and you say it, I better stop and get back. Right? That's like left is left and right is right. So anyway, I'm gonna be on here all night. I just kind of want to talk about confidence and stuff. And we're going to be having a confidence series coming out here soon. We're going to have a big release and stuff. It's kind of one of the general topics. So we're going to be talking a whole lot more about this in the future for sure. We were just in the office today figuring out a game plan for that and all the things we're going to talk about and provide and stuff for everybody. But that's down the road. It's going to be a little while. We're looking at the roadmap, and it's going to be a little bit. But we have the plan. We have a lot of the items put together. We just kind of have to assemble it and then find a time and kick it out for you guys. And who knows? Maybe we'll see. It could be hopeful. It could be in the next few months, but we'll see. You'll all know about it before it happens for sure. You'll definitely know about it, and give you guys a chance to get in on that situation. But as usual, though, all that stuff's going to be included for the Equine Masterclass members that are in there, especially lifetimers and whatnot. We'll get it all kind of figured out there and get everybody going. So, anyway, kind of talking about that off topic, but just know there's stuff coming in the future to keep you guys going. We're always got new stuff for you guys to keep building because, like I said, it is a journey and there's just so many different pieces to this, and none of us is going to have all of this figured out ever. But doesn't mean we can't take a few big chunks out of it and be as confident and as successful as we can as individuals and as a team, right? They can all work together and kind of figure some things out here. So let me check. I have not even looked at the chat. Um, hello, thanks for the view, Yvette. He is doing a good job. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Replying to Chelsea. Oh, Rusty's on here. Rusty. Dana, what kind of horse are you riding? I haven't rode in years. This is a quarter horse. You do have a good community. Yes, we do. I'm working on getting Melissa to a camp. Atta girl, Wendy. I'm still there, but working on it good. I appreciate everything from everyone. Oh, Melissa is on here. Cool. We're talking all about you, girl. She's on here. Good. Hi, can you do the Russian dance? You can. So we've been, you guys probably can't see it because you're not on YouTube. That's the other thing. If anybody's wanting to get some more content, I'm kind of reviving my YouTube channel here the last couple weeks, and we're going to be posting more and more new content. Trying to get that thing up out of the graveyard there. So we have a new video coming out on YouTube every single day for probably the next week at least. I've already released 3 or 4 or 5 of them. We've got even more, and then all these lives will be on there. They'll be posted, so they're in there. So there's probably a dozen videos or more already on there, plus a bunch of shorts and stuff. But that baby's coming back alive. But my point was, is we sometimes get some odd comments now because it's just a whole nother platform, and I feel like those folks they haven't been trained into our program yet. So no, I cannot do the Russian dance. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Good advice. Hello. Okay, got everybody on here. All right. Well, good evening, Alicia. Cool. Well, let's do this. Put a 1 in the chat. If you have been enjoying these lives, put a 1 in the chat. You've been enjoying these lives. Maybe drop some likes or some love there. And then put a 2 in the chat. You're going to follow through on something game plan wise to work on getting your confidence better. What did we have for homework the other night? I think it's something about making a plan. Hopefully everybody jumped in there as we were making a plan on something. I forgot we got it overlapped. I got so much other stuff going on. But put a 1 in the chat if you like these lives. And then 2, if you're going to do something to work on that confidence tomorrow, maybe just make a plan of some sort, draw it on paper. You know, I'm not saying go out and just hop on some wild stallion and go running around and see if you survive type confidence, but just little things. What's one thing you could do? I like to have a little bit of a vision board. Every winter, I whip out a dry erase board. I bought a new one this year, and I covered that thing with a bunch of stuff, and it keeps me on track every day. So when I'm in there working on stuff, I'm like, okay, this is what's on the agenda, and visually I can see it. You know, I might have some notes elsewhere on a piece of paper or my phone or something, but if I've got that board, you know, I can just look up, and I'm like, okay, that's there every day. So that helps me a little bit for sure. But yeah, just anything. So 1, if you like it. 2, if you're going to make a plan of some sort, work towards building on your confidence there. Okay, now notice there, like he kind of jumped that. We got a new dog in the barn there. He kind of jumped. This horse hardly doesn't spook at all. But I'm just going to say, go ahead, and I'm not going to get after him, but it's like, hey, you broke your concentration, like you broke your stride. So he's been walking around here for like an hour, right? Not breaking stride. That dog barked, and he's like, what? So I'm just going to pick him up and ask him to do just a little extra. He's not in trouble. I'm not upset at him. I'm not going to say anything to him. But eventually, what he'll start to figure out is if he starts to do things that I don't want him to, like stop and jump, then he has to do a little extra. And he's free to stop and jump. That doesn't bother me. But I would, you know, in the long run, like him to nod. So every time, say I catch him doing that, I'll just do a little something extra. And he's this such a quiet horse. He probably I'll have to be hunting for a while to find him to find stuff for him to do there. But just little things there. I don't know if you guys saw the camera jump there. Almost fell off. Just kidding. Not really, but you never know. I'm in bibs, so anything could happen here. It's kind of hard. Like I'm riding like a dang marshmallow here. There you go. See, there he kind of did it again. This time, I think it's just the location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do both directions. He's not in trouble, but I'll just double down. I says, well, we'll do a couple turns one way and then a couple turns the other. It doesn't matter. Like I'm not upset at you, but we'll just do a little bit more. Now I'm curious, and this is This is the thing. See, now I'm curious. Right now, a person that lacked confidence be like, I'm not riding over there. I'm not riding over there. I'm curious. I want to see if he's going to jump again or not. He's done it twice in a row, and he hasn't hardly ever done that. So let's see. I'm going to ride through this area. I know you can't see because I'm doing a selfie video, but he just rode through that same spot. So I'm going to relax. This is good. If you go over there and you spook, we work. If you go through there and you don't spook, then guess what? We get to chill. Okay? So I'm going to ride through there again. So I'm just going to walk around here. I'm just going to ride around. Scary corner. That's right. 1, 2, she says. So then I'm just going to stop right here in the spot. Good. Let him chill. Let's see. What did she say? I started a 2026 journal to keep track of my horse training sessions for reflection. I like that, Lisa. Great. Cool. Working on the plan every single day. Even a small step is a step, a setback, or hiccup is an opportunity to overcome. I love that, Alicia. I like that. Bunch of 1s and 2s here. Very good. I'm putting in at work. Oh, I'm putting in at work to hopefully make it to the Liberty Clinic. Nice, Anna. That'd be awesome. Bunch of 1s and 2s. Ooh, 2, 2, 2, 2. Cool. Valerie. My name is Valerie, and my quarter horse's name is Junewood. That's a good name. Rusty's on here. Yo, Rusty. Bunch of 1s and 2s. Okay. 10 minutes. I had to do a little work with Libby today, and it only took 5 minutes. Absolutely. That's awesome, Chelsea. I love that. Cool. Karen's like, my horse's name is Rusty. Oh, I love that. What's this? Where are you from? Washington State. Well, originally Oregon, but up in Washington right now. Hi, Steve. This is cool. Thanks for the views. You bet, Karen. All right. Well, I think that's everybody. I'm going to let you guys get going. I won't be on here too much. You guys probably got better things to do than sit here and watch me ride a horse and fall off when he spooks in the corner. I mean, who wants to watch that shit? Nobody wants to see that. The camera will just be jumping around. I'll be like, oh my God. What's that one where that's like, if you can read this, put me back on my horse. Like it's written upside down on their shirt or their helmet. So as if they fall off, they know they can read it while you're on the ground. I might need that if it gets any riskier out here. So. All right. Well, I'm gonna get going. Let you guys get back to it. I gotta get in, get some supper, and get to hustling some other stuff. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me. If you get a chance, check out that equine masterclass, and let's keep cheering everybody on, cheering on Melissa, cheering on everybody here, even if in this community or whatever. And definitely thank you to our new little YouTube folks out there. Even the Russian dancer stuff there. All right.